Jason, I was on a podcast the other day.
Yeah, it went well. I had the whole thing. I listened to the whole thing.
That's really cool. I didn't know what I was in for, and I thought it was pretty funny because right before you messaged me, critical information was like, hey, looks like it's 5 other people, and they're just grilling you. Like it's a panel. And I was like, okay. That's because otherwise, if I had joined and had seen like 6 people, I'd been like, oh, shit.
That was a minute before you guys went live. I sent that message. I couldn't believe you weren't already in the room talking to them.
No, I hadn't joined. It wasn't a minute. It wasn't a minute.
It was about a minute before you went live.
I was
the
in
countdown
like a waiting,
timer was going.
I was in like a waiting area.
Yeah,
I couldn't see anyone else.
That's so weird to me.
Yeah, it was funny.
You didn't do any research on the show you were going on. You
no,
just, like,
and
went
what's
on.
funny is I got sent a packet on like all this stuff like to be on or like whatever. I didn't even look at it. And then when I was looking at it last night, it's like, oh, it says I need Google Chrome. I don't have it. Hope Edge works because I downloaded that because it has Chromium, and it did. It worked fine. But otherwise, that would have been a disaster, and I would have felt really bad.
What did they use? Did they use Riverside or something else?
No, they used whatever they used worked pretty well. It was VOD.Ninja or something. VOD Ninja.
It might have been some school shit because he said he was a professor.
Yeah, he's like a film professor. I thought about bringing up more of the Red Cow stuff and guys because they have multiple movies, but I was like, maybe not. Maybe now's not the time.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just stick to your stuff. Yeah. Stick to you. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. I do want to talk more about how we both ended up being on podcasts.
Well, let's talk about yours first. I mean, I didn't comment in the stream because you had to subscribe and I wasn't doing that.
Well, the thing is, this is not a segment about my podcast experience. What? This is a segment about Simon's Quest.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on with Simon's Quest? All right.
Well, you mentioned after, hey, that's kind of funny. You kind of did a third pre-review of Simon's Quest
because they asked you what you're up to, and then you gave another speech about Simon's Quest.
Yeah, and so thought it would be funny if we rolled the footage for that now. I love games people hate. Like, hate. I love them. So
I like Castlevania II. I mean, I think everyone hates that game. So
a lot of people do. They really do.
That's
actually the one I'm playing for the next episode. That's why I had it on my desk. And
nice! I cannot wait.
You have to have a guy. There's a patch for it that makes it playable, like much better. It makes sense.
Funny, the Famicom Disk System version is just kind of worse in every way.
Yeah, I would imagine.
First of all, every time you leave a town or enter a mansion, there's a double loading screen.
Yeah.
You don't have to flip it, but there's double loading screen. If you go too far to the left, I found I actually did have to flip it to get to the other side. The other thing is the music is actually considerably worse, which unlike every other Famicom game where the music's usually better, Bloody Tears, they ruined it. You can listen, like after this, you should go and look up like Bloody Tears FDS version. And it's really like high pitched and it sounds like they're playing it on little tiny bells. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. But as far as the game goes, I'm having a surprisingly decent time with it so far, despite all the bad press it's gotten. Mm-hmm. Now, I haven't really encountered too much pushback, but it makes me feel like I'm there. And it has a very strong sense of place and like exploring it and kind of walking around the different towns. It just, I don't know. What do they say? It has an aura, right?
Yeah.
These days, yeah. It's good. It's
that
good.
That game, I can remember getting that one too. We bought that one pretty close to release because we all loved the first Castlevania, and I remember like rushing home to play it and putting it in, and like the beginning music was like scary and getting into it, and then I started playing it. And I'm kind of like what is this? Like I was trying to. It was so I was like it's kind of like Metroid a little bit. Playing through it, and then I couldn't figure out like how to do anything. And then my neighbor figured out that you go to like the mansions. I just know I love the music and I love the style of everything, but I had no idea what the hell I was supposed to do. Like
it's beautiful looking. Even the stones have like moss on them, and it's just like, man, this is kind of next level.
I'll be interested, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll be interested to see what you think when you put your video out about the last what quarter of the game, like the last encounter, because I'll tell you what, like I was super into most of the game, and then at the
It
end
fell off for you at the end.
I was just like, well, this
It's
is
not. It's
it
you
doesn't build
can't-
to anything.
I feel like there's certain things that I already know about this game going into it that you can't avoid. So I know that there's like the cliff and you got to stand there and hold the crystal or whatever.
Yep.
And I know that Dracula is like a chump.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Super
and
easy.
so like because everyone's complained about it. I mean, it was like the first angry video game nerd episode. And so like it's kind of got a legendary status, and even like Ego Raptor made like his sequelitis video. The first sequelitis was on Castlevania 1 and 2. So it's weird that this game is like its legacy is like bigger than itself in a way, because like and it's truly divisive. Like I know like several modern channels, like Hungry Goraya is a retro channel that's pretty popular.
Yeah.
I think it's one of her favorite games on the system. And so like she loved that game. But like it's interesting because like some games are like divisive, but not really. It feels like a lot of people just they learned their opinions from somewhere, and that's why it's divisive. But this one, it seems like people who play it either love it or hate it.
Well, everyone in my neighborhood really liked it. We were all kind of playing it together. And I didn't know that everyone hated it for years, actually. Because everyone in my neighborhood, you know, you play within your neighborhood, your school or whatever, and like everyone loved it. So it wasn't until much later that I thought that like we were like the only neighborhood in history that liked it.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it
One for the
seems.
books.
But yeah.
I'm just glad they greenlit 3 before 2 was out.
3 is so
Three-
good.
It's one of my top 10 most anticipated NES games I haven't played yet. Part of the fun of doing it in order and taking a long time to make your videos is that it kind of simulates actually waiting for new games
Yeah.
to come out. And now that we're back from that, I thought it would be even funnier if we did a 4th pre-review. And we did a double for this one because we thought about uploading just the clip, but we were like, that's scummy. Maybe we'll do that on a same day upload. We're going for a 4th.
As if we don't have enough running fucking channel-wide jokes. Like, isn't the subscriber special enough? Now we have to do a fucking Castlevania 2 pre-review in
Don't
every
forget,
show.
we had Switch 3 news updates. We should bring those back. We're like
Next time.
Yeah, next time we'll do another Switch 3. We have constant ACC stuff coming in here, but I wanted to go ahead and give my 4th and final pre-review.
No. This is we're going until this video's out.
until it comes out more.
Not until you're done with the game. Until the video is out.
All right, I won't axe it for sure, but this is the 4th, the 4th
Okay.
pre-review, and here's the thing: I've hit a wall.
What? Okay, have you actually been playing the game? First off,
Yes,
Do you have any progression
Yes.
at all? Oh, really? How many body parts?
1.
Oh, well, okay. You got the
And
rig,
Jason,
right? Yeah.
I believe that I have been everywhere that I can go, and I don't know where to go anymore. And it's like
If you
I
would have
literally
watched the AVGN episode, you would know what to do next because he tells you. Like the
Well-
real one, not the first episode because that's not a real one. The one
Oh,
he
okay.
actually reviewed it later.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen that one. I have seen it. I just haven't seen it
Not in a long
recently.
Yeah.
But it's at the point now where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to look at a guide.
I could just tell you.
I don't. Want
I know
you
where
to.
you're stuck. Okay.
I don't want you to. But the thing is, there's four dead ends I've arrived at.
Yeah.
So dead ended all the way over here. There's 2 dead ends on this side and another dead end below that dead end over there. I will say that I started tossing items around,
Okay.
and I threw some garlic
Yeah.
at one of the dead ends, and a green man appeared
Yeah.
and said something to
In the-
me,
In the cemetery.
and I don't know what it did, but it startled me a little bit. Because it's like, oh, I thought that he was gonna have me. I was like, oh, he's gonna take me on top of the cliff, and now
No.
can't progress.
No, he sells you some shit.
I don't even know what he was selling then.
I don't remember either. He's not mandatory.
I knew beforehand that you had to throw the stakes, and I went to every town again because I was like, wait a second, I know I need a stake. I don't remember anyone selling it.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
But then it was in the mansion.
Yeah, they're all in there. Yeah.
I found out that the reason I couldn't see those bricks before was because the first time I played the game, I bought the white crystal, but then I didn't buy it the other times because I was having to restart my game multiple times, and I was just like not buying that. And when I went back through from coming that way, I went in, my goal was to just buy everything in every town that I could.
Okay.
And just because I don't know when it's going to be needed, I know it's a cryptic game. Still don't know what the little finger-looking things are for.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I thought the
Finger-looking
garlic,
things?
first of all, I didn't know it was garlic. I thought it was a clock. I thought this is going to like pause enemies on the screen, isn't it? Just because of the way the sprite looks. But yeah, they're fingers. It's the other thing that you can buy in all the starting towns. Garlic and the other thing.
Fingers? I
Yeah.
legitimately have no idea what you're talking about.
The sprite looks like fingers, like the dried finger from Dark Souls.
I have no mind's eye for it. I'm sorry.
Well, it's fine. Anyway, the first...
You're playing on the Famicom Disk System version, just to clarify, right?
Yes, to clarify. My original plan was screw the FDS version. I'm headed back to the NES version. I'll do that first, and that'll make more sense because I can't read all the Japanese. Or like I can phonetically spell it out, but I can't actually tell you what it means. But then I was just kind of vibing. And so I was like, you know what? I'll just do the Japanese version first. So you have to keep in mind, I have reached an impasse and I don't know what to do, but also I can't read what any of the NPCs are saying. So it really simulates being a kid.
I could give you a hint, I guess.
Um,
What color crystal do you have?
Just the white. I
Okay.
know that there are more crystals and that I need to get the red one for that cliff.
You might be getting the blue one soon.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know where it is.
Okay.
And so
Somebody sells it just like the white one in a town.
Really? Because I
Yeah.
thought I talked to everybody, but maybe not.
Oh, well.
I'll have to. Maybe I'll do a little bit more exploring then before I light up the thing. But
If the dead end I'm thinking of is the one I'm thinking of, you're gonna need the blue one.
there's more than one dead end. But yeah, one of them I literally just
Well-
can't jump that high. Also, another one I can't jump that high. One of them's the cliff, and one of them's the water, which
Those
the blue
are
one
Dark
probably is for the
Souls.
water.
Those are Dark Souls quote unquote shortcuts. You don't jump that high. You come back
okay.
the other way.
Okay.
So
Yep.
you can cross those off.
The first dungeon area was pretty cool. The first
You thought it was
dimension.
pretty cool?
It was fine. I was falling.
Maybe
a
you
lot.
like the game then.
The hardest thing was jumping between the like platforms. The
Yeah.
hardest part of the game. And I thought the layout was not bad. I didn't hate
Oh,
it.
okay. Well, maybe you like the game.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel because my hunch is that based on everything I've heard, which you can't avoid everything when it comes to Simon's Quest, just given its status. It seems like if it's just like 6 or 7 more of that, I'm not sure I'm gonna love that.
Well, aren't there only 5 MacGuffins?
I don't know. I'm just taking a stab. If there's only 5 more, maybe I like that more than if they just kept it going and they didn't change anything. There was no boss, so no boss fight really. I liked the enemy designs though. I thought some of them looked really cool.
Sure.
What else?
I don't know if the first area was acceptable to you. Then again, I think that's the worst part of the game for me.
Oh, just those things.
Those areas are not designed. They suck.
Well, I don't think it was as fun as just exploring the overworld for the first time. That's the thing too. Every time, I don't know if this is how it works yet in the NES version, but every time you start the game, you start back in the same town. You're not loading into another town.
Well, you can't save. This is a one-sitting game, right?
No, you save.
You save in the Disk System version?
Yeah, I save every time, yeah.
What? There's
You
no
can save in
saves
Castlevania 1 on the Disk System version.
Really? That's fucking
Yeah,
wild.
that game you really don't need it. But yeah, no, and what's funny is I've been keeping an adventure log of like my travels, kind of
Okay.
like trying to get into it on another
Yeah.
level. And that's been fun too. But I think the adventure log dies the second I look at a guide.
Sure.
So it's like,
Well, why?
dang,
If you're
man.
gonna look at a guide anyway, I can't just.
Where's the
whatever,
blue
it's fine.
crystal? You can tell me.
Somebody, I don't know. Somebody sells it.
Oh, okay. I just
Talk to
haven't
some
found
guy,
the
and he's like, "You
person.
want the blue crystal?" And you say yes.
Yeah. It's funny though how some towns don't have
Oh
a
wait,
church.
they don't sell it. They just straight up trade it. He's like, "Will you trade the crystal for this crystal?"
Oh, really?
And then you always say yes. Yeah, because you always want the next one.
Maybe it's in a town that I like. Well, because I went back to get that crystal. I guess I could talk to every NPC again.
Oh no.
That doesn't sound
Oh
fun.
no.
That's the thing. Like, at this point, it sounds like it'd be more fun to just continue with a guide. Honestly,
I'm
I
dying
feel like
to tell you. I'm dying to tell you the thing that you missed, and nobody would like get it. And I guess you can't even do it with the white crystal, anyways. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
It's a guide moment. Like if you don't already know, it's one of those things where you don't already know, which I'm surprised you don't, because it's the other meme. There's two memes. There's the cliff, and then there's this other one.
Oh, okay. Is this one of them?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
guessing.
Yes.
One of the dead ends is one of the memes.
Okay. Well, it's like, I think I know what happens when I have it, and it's that like the screen lowers and then you can walk down into the water, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but I can't figure out how to get the crystal.
Yeah, but that's one of the dead ends you're at, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, you got to get the crystal, and then you can go there.
The game is like it's a mixed bag, and I don't hate it so far, but I can't tell you, like, sometimes I have a read and I'm like, I'm definitely really vibing with this. This one, it's up in the air. I don't know how I'm gonna land.
This is
but
one where like I only don't like it after digesting it. I guess playing it, I think it's fun
yeah.
because it's just kind of like a snack foodie game.
You just don't like the design overall.
The design overall is atrocious, I think.
Yeah.
Just like everything about it. Just the layout of the world, I don't think is interesting. The mansions, I think, are a travesty. If those were just regular Castlevania levels, like in fucking Castlevania 1, I think it would be a masterpiece of a game.
You know what? You're right. Like, that's the thing. If I haven't really been comparing it to one, when I actually sit down and do that, I've kind of just been experiencing as it is.
Yeah.
But when I actually sit down and do that, I think that's interesting because, like, how much better it could have been if it had actual boss fights. And
Yeah.
so, hold up. Is there? I know Dracula's in the game, but are there no other boss fights in Simon's Quest?
You don't know this? How do you not know these memes? I thought you knew. Like you. All right.
Are there a
Should I
few?
spoil? Should I spoil?
You can spoil because I'm at guide stage anyway, probably.
There are boss fights that A, respawn when you leave the screen, come back, and B, don't actually need to fight them, you just walk by them. There are bigger enemies at the end of some of these mansions, is what I'm trying to say.
All right. Well, I
That
guess
you
we'll...
don't need to fight, and they're also chumps. So
Okay.
there's no like real boss fights.
That's sad because Castlevania 1 has some of the best boss fights on the NES so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kick ass.
Yeah. No, they're just
well-
not. They didn't care on this one.
I guess it's just a different kind of experience and I have to meet the game on its level, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's valid. That's completely valid. Sure.
No, I'll see how I feel about it.
I'm
But
glad.
it-
Okay, part of me is like weirded out that you didn't watch the real AVGN episode. You watched like the shitty first one.
Well, the first
Because you
one
would-
has a lot of like cultural relevance, I think.
I guess I feel like the second one has more cultural relevance because he actually talks about the game.
Well, he talks about the game in the first one. He
No,
just complains about it's just
I
nitpicks,
guess.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's like because the stuff like the thing you're stuck on, you would know about. You would know about the boss fights. You would just know all the shit about the game if you watch that one.
Well, good
Which I
thing
don't
that
know.
it's not in my immediate memory because that would have.
Yeah,
You know, I'm
sure.
happy with the experience I've had so far.
Okay, cool.
I
Nice.
just think, that was
Thumbs up so
preview
far,
4. Preview
Yeah.
4.
The pre-review 4. Now, well, I mean, let's circle it back around. We can talk about the podcast I was on too.
Oh yeah, sure.
We'll bookend this, right? We'll the
Yeah,
structure, yeah.
All right,
So-
there we go.
Yeah, so Disaster Squad A guy, I don't think he listens to this, who does weird Caillou animations, or at least used to. He interviewed Frankie like a year ago, and then he interviewed me.
I didn't know who he was when you said you were going on his show, and when I looked at his channel, I did not know what to make of it.
It's bizarre, right?
Clicking a few things, I was like, I don't know what the hell this is, but
It was made for kids like 8 years ago, and then they got sick of it and stopped watching.
okay.
Yeah,
So
I
it was
don't know.
actually made for children.
Well, I mean, I think that's who watched it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like gross out humor though. I don't know. I don't fucking watch them.
Okay.
Like I didn't watch. Like I watched he made like home movies in 2000 that are on that channel. Like they're all the way from 2000, and I like fast speed and like skim through those when I first was made aware of this person a year ago. So
For the Frankie thing, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like through that, I was like, oh, look at this channel, and then I went back and like watched his movies that he made when he was like 18. And I don't know, they were fun for what they were, I guess. And yeah, so anyway, I talked to him for about 3.5 hours. He insisted on using Discord audio, even though I recorded my own track.
Yeah, that's the only thing that like is really annoying. It's like you have a
I-
perfectly amazing free option available to you right here.
I
that
got
doesn't
the
suck.
setup going for waiting for Nintendo. I had my camera ready, and he's like, "All right, are we just gonna hop on Discord?" And I'm like, "Are we not? We're not gonna be on camera? Like, what are we? What?" He's like, "Oh no, we're not doing it on camera." No, he asked me for what he wanted my icon to be, and I'm like, "We're not just gonna be on camera." Like right before, like probably
Yeah.
like 20 minutes before we're going on, because I just assumed we'd be on camera.
Better
He's
than
like, "No,
one
we're not
minute."
gonna be on camera." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's weird, but all right." And yeah, we just kind of talked for 3 hours about various things, channels and lives, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's up. You can see it if you have the time. I don't honestly. It's kind of unlistenable. I couldn't listen to it back.
You told me because of the audio, don't bother.
Yeah, and also it was being live streamed on Twitch, and I didn't know that until we were already going.
That I don't like. But also I thought it was funny because both of us somehow got roped into doing podcasts that happened to be live, and we learned that at the last minute.
Didn't know
yeah,
it.
I was like,
well, mine was
when-
like past the last minute. It was like half an hour in. He was talking about somebody in chat, and I'm like, what? We're live? Where are we live? What are you talking about?
oh man.
Nobody was watching live. It was like one of those Twitch deals where there was like 1 or 2 viewers like the whole time. So
Yeah.
it was fine, I guess. But
So like 99% of Twitch.
yeah. And Twitch
1 or
sucks.
2.
I hate Twitch. Twitch
Yeah.
sucks.
You know, I don't know that Twitch will still be here. I've told you this already. I think in 6 years' time it might be done.
But 6 years ago, you just said the same thing.
I don't know. I wouldn't have.
Oh, okay.
No. I think I feel like it's kind of reached its peak.
Well, it reached its peak with Twitch Plays Pokemon.
That was forever ago.
Yeah, that was the peak.
That was the peak. Yeah.
That was it. That was the only time I ever cared.
I don't know. It just feels like impossible to grow as a pure streamer. Like you have to be like a celebrity of some other kind or like you have to have
Unless
some
you're
other sort of cool-
what are the fucking anime e-girl things called? I'm blanking.
Oh, I learned about this recently. HoloLive?
No, like the generic term. It's like a really I don't
VTuber?
remember. Yes, VTubers. Like unless
Yeah.
you're that.
No,
then
because
the growth is
I've
huge.
followed multiple VTubers like on Twitch too, like in the past.
Yeah.
They don't really grow. Like
Okay. Well, it's just that Meatball's only into the fucking big ones then.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
Probably only into like larger streamers that already have an audience. It seems impossible to grow on that platform.
There's like drama and shit with like companies involved with that. I don't fucking know.
I don't
He's trying
know.
to tell me about.
I'm not a very VTuber informed person. I just
Me
have
neither.
the one on YouTube that I follow, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She seemed nice.
She is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the
So-
gimmick. I like the puppet, and I like the game selection usually.
Sure. I haven't seen what the game selection is, so I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah,
mean,
that was
F-Zero
our
and Indiana.
podcasting and Simon's Quest experience.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Everybody.